Today, I thought it would be fun while I am waiting on an iPad, um, and I can still show you obviously other things. Excuse me. Um, but I did order one, and I'm found a used one on eBay. Highly suggest refurbish if you can go that route to save yourself some money, because those things can get pretty pricey. And a lot of times with Apple, the previous years or so are still just as good and will definitely last you for a while. So I wanted to talk about apps that are AUV3s, but that actually work on the desktop. Now, some, when you purchase them, they'll come out and they'll say they're universal. So they've already made them ready to go. Drambo is one of the few that doesn't claim to be ready to go, but it is. So let's do something here. Let's look at a few of these that I have in here. Okay. So, Alta Space 2. Here's one. The Animoog Z works. Bleep Blue, if you got that one. I'm just showing you different ones that actually work. Glitchscaper, Filter Step. Now, Filter Step, you can get Filter Step for free, so it's not really a big deal. But here's some that are a big deal. Fractal Bits. Those are really good, and they work if you buy them on iOS. The Koala does work as an AUV3. There are some caveats to that. We won't get into that, but definitely it works. PanFlow. Again, you can get PanFlow for free. Here's Relic Flow, Relic Waves. Quite a few different. Oh, Radio Unit, which is Radio Unit AU. Beep Street. In fact, the people that make Drambo make this one, and they work for both. These are universal. Scissor Hands, as well as Dr. Vibe. Stellar Vox is another universe. Space Fields. Spacecraft, I believe, does work if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I bought it though on desktop, but you can get it pretty cheap. Suggester 2, you can buy the universal version of it, so that's cool. Tone Boosters on desktop is actually free in demo mode. So what I did was I used the demos, but I purchased two of them that I actually like and use. The other ones, they're nice to have if you need them, but it just depends on your workflow and what you like to use. So those are just a few. I haven't even really went into all of them, but I wanted to just look at Drambo because you're talking about pretty much this is your DigiTac or maybe even your, we just would call it an electron box, your step sequencer workflow on desktop, which is kind of cool. So the caveat, the thing that doesn't really work with this though is you can't use your desktop plugins with it. My goodness, if they make this universal and allow us to use desktop plugins with it, because mind you, you can already open here and play. So I'm gonna have my keyboard plugged in, my Novation launch key. Think about I got my pads too. I could be using my pads to control triggers. So if they just made it to where you could bring in your VSTs in here, oh my goodness, it'd be set. So like here's the Flexi sampler. That works really well. Let's see if we can go to record, click monitor, and then, well, let me see if I can actually do this. Yeah, let's just get rid of it. So I have an audio input here, which could be set to default or whatever, and you can record in. You don't really need that if you're just going to use samples. Just bring your Flexi in, turn the monitor on. I like to do threshold recording personally, and then you can do your same settings. So if you want to load, again, it's set to where you need to open something to be able to load it. So, or you can use their samples in here if you want to. Let me just see if I can get a sample, maybe from my sample packs in here. Let's see if we can bring in this piano sample. There it is. Nice. Then you can set the end marker and trim. This is a key thing that I think the Electron boxes need to all have. I think it might be on the Octatrack, which is weird because it's the older machine. But the newer ones need to add a snap to zero option, in my opinion. And this because nobody wants to have to zoom in really close to always know that you're perfectly on when you do that. So it'd be nice to have it. All right, set slices, same principle, detect. We're going to use that. This time it detected pretty good. I'm going to set random one slice. And I have not even listened to the sample. So let's just see what it sounds like. Let's see. This is the speed, I'm just slowing it down. So I'm gonna do, let's do something like this. And this is pretty quick with your mouse. Of course, it's just as quick with your finger on the iPad or even desktop. So if you find it's too choppy for you, then you can move your slices around. I'm gonna put a slice here. Actually, let's do one here. We'll move slices to different points just to see what we come up with. Get rid of some of these. I'm just looking for those points that I think are to place slices. And one of the things I said this before is I don't know why Drambo does not draw the note all the way out. It's a little bit frustrating. Expand the note all the way so it's not cutting off. So it's little things like that. It could be a little bit better. And of course you can use the stuff in Drambo, so if there's something you want, like a bit reduction. I'm not going to use use that in that part, but I'm just showing you some of the effects. Sometimes I like to use a little fade in if you want to get the clicks and pops off. You don't need much. It's a little. Because even though it says 0 snap or whatever, for some reason it's depending on the sample. So you can, I guess, bring your reverb in, like a convoluted reverb. That's interesting. Now, I don't use these all the time, but this would be fun to try to get yourself experience with the potential different things you could use. I don't even know what this one is. Saturation. Oh. Okay, I know what that is. But I still think this is pretty cool. Then you could go in and do your drums in here for sure. I think I showed this before. You get a one shot and get your samples in loaded. So if you have samples in a different device, you could do that. You can load them through here if you want to, or use their samples if you want. Let's load that one in. Now the only thing I don't like is this click and popping that's going on. But again, you can move the start point. And here you could drag it a little bit. If you heard clicks and pops that you want. And you still have the ability to do probability. So probability. So on and so forth. All right. So if you want to do your snares, you can bring in. Now I'm kind of partial to using Flexi Sampler for everything personally. I find Flexi Sampler just to be the best thing. Also, with Flexi Sampler, you have more control, so. Turn the grid lock off. I just played that in with the keyboard just to add it. Oops. So you see how it plugs the velocity in for you, so you don't have to turn this back to free. Now I'll probably go set some probability on these so that they don't do it all the time. And you can also use the I think it's the retrig. So like maybe you wanted to the cycle where you tell it if you don't want to use the probability. And what's cool about that is you can tell it where you want it to hit. So you don't just have to program these. You can literally play it in if you want. Maybe you're ready for your hat. So let's do it again. Let's go flexi. Just use some of the stuff that's already in here so we don't have to go dig for anything. So I converted it to mono. I'm adjusting the start point. Not a fan of that hat, but I'm just using it as an example. So you can click load if you don't like it and just put something else in. Kind of chopped up and using random. what you could do, I guess, is pitch. Have to use different. To give it some variation. Or if you want to swing it, you could. There is a swing option in here, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? No, it's not in here. Well, the way I would do it is just go in and use the select tool. Select them all. Turn this off, or turn it to free rather. And just slide them a little bit off. And if you want more swing, of course, you need to slide it even more. Pretty simple. By the way, you can name these tracks if you want. So if you want this to go piano sample, right? It's pretty easy. There you go. Now you know what it is. Okay. Snare and then hat. Cool. So now you can start going into your next thing that you want to do. So maybe you like an oscillator. Like a little 808 bass. That's not for me, but I'm just showing you some different things in there. There's one with the wave tables, but I'm not seeing it. Where's that thing at? Sensor. Put in an amp envelope to control it. Sounds even better. Using a sine wave, right? I forgot what key with this in. This piano sample. Let me see if I can remember. C minor. Alright, so let's go back. I remember C minor. So what you can do is go ahead and start playing that. So I'm gonna stop it here. You don't have to stop it, but arch. start playing this again. Okay, so that's 3 bars. We're gonna get rid of this bar here. I think it's something clear. I'm trying to learn how to delete. Maybe it's just hit delete. Crop. That just took everything away. All right, well, I kind of know I could just program it in, but let me see if it'll let me. Okay, yeah, lets me select the bars. I'm just gonna do 2. So let's see how that sounds. Like that. My dog. Now that's just using the stuff inside of Drambo. I'm gonna have to go tend to this dog. You guys get the point. This is your 808 bass. Bass, name it like that. And then you can use the same oscillator to make other instruments really quick. And you saw I didn't really do much to get that done, so you can use these other wave tables. Anyway, there's a wave table on Drambo, especially if you're on the phone or if you're on the iPad, that you can drop actual wave sound samples into. And it can be anything that you found that you cut a little part, a little wave, drop it in, make your own wave table instruments, and there you go. So anyway, I'm going to go tend to this dog. I'll see you guys on the next video.